Hi everyone, welcome back to our series on the Korean news. Today we're going to be looking at part 4 of this particular news story. 하루 전 떨어진 지침에 담당 지자체 공무원들도 혼란스럽기는 마찬가지입니다. The public servants at local authorities are equally flustered by the guidelines given the day before. If you watched the previous video, you'll remember that we had an example of being used like this, where it means to be, in this case, flustered by something. In the previous video, it was something like in response to something. But it's a very similar structure too in English, where if you'd say I'm surprised by or I'm flustered by something, you can just add to the thing that you're surprised or flustered by. 떨어지다 is a word that everyone watching this is probably already familiar with, but it has a meaning that you might not have seen before. So I included also the definition from the Naver Korean dictionary, which is 명령이나 허락 따위가 내려지다. So orders or permission, etc. are given. 담당 is one of these words that, as a translator, to be honest, gives me nightmares sometimes because it can be translated in a whole bunch of different ways depending on the context. But the fundamental meaning is something like in charge or responsible for something. 지자체 is a very good acronym to recognize because you'll see it pop up very often in the news. It stands for 지방자치단체, which means local, autonomous, or self-governing group or organization. And this word 공무원 is one that probably anyone learning Korean or who's remotely familiar with Korean issues or Korean society will be aware of, because it seems like nowadays almost everyone in Korea is trying to become a public servant. But that's a topic I'm going to be covering in another video. 어떻게 준비하면 되는지 저희 사무실에서 오전에는 하루에 수백 통의 전화를 받고 있습니다. In the morning, we receive hundreds of calls each day at the office asking how to prepare. Nothing in particular to comment on here, just maybe that 통 is the counter used for phone calls. And you may have noticed if you have your phone set to Korean that if you have, for instance, missed calls, it will say this word 통 when it says how many missed calls you have. 일단 우려가 컸던 일명 컵파라치 일회용품 컵 사용 사진 제보를 통한 과태료 부과는 하지 않기로 했습니다. For now, they have decided not to impose fines based on so-called paparazzi, tip-offs with pictures showing the use of single-use cups, which was a major concern. This sentence might seem a little bit tricky after our last one, which was a bit of a breeze in terms of vocabulary and grammar. But as I'm going to show in the next slide, these are words that if you live in Korea or you've been to Korea, you've probably actually seen around you, whether or not you've been aware of it. So it's good to at least recognize them, even if you don't use some of these yourself. I apologize for the grainy quality of the picture. This was taken with an old iPod. But this is one of those signs that you've probably seen a million times if you live in Korea, and I wanted to use this picture because it shows two of the words from the previous slide, 과태료 and 부과되다, used in a very natural, everyday context, the kind of thing that you'll see anywhere. So that's all for today's video. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you would like to see covered on the channel, whether it's a news story or an article or anything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.